Hey guys, welcome to KHALEELA'S TV, where we discuss tips and tricks on things that we can do to improve our lives. My name is KHALEELA, and today we're going to talk about happiness, right? So based on the title, we're going to talk about how to be happy, but how I'm going to be talking about it is I'm going to be speaking about it through the lens of Mark Manson. Okay, so this book is one of my favorite books. It's called The Subtle Art to Not Giving a Fuck, the counterintuitive approach to living a happy life. You want to get like the in-depth review on this book, I'll link it down in the description box, because the author, he does have his own YouTube channel where he posts a lot of amazing videos and where he also did a book review. So if you want a specific book review, I'll post that in the description box. But nonetheless, these are just kind of the principles that I've taken away from this book that has helped me in my journey to be happy. Okay, so the first one is self-acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are, accepting situations exactly as they are, right? And the reason for this is when we focus on what it is that we want, what it is that we desire, right, it only reminds us that we don't have it, right? So in the book, he refers to let's say you want that perfect partner, or you want that perfect job, or you want that perfect opportunity, or that perfect thing that you feel is going to make your life so much better than it currently is, but you're focused on perhaps having that perfect thing, perfect person, perfect car, perfect home, or whatever that case may be. It only puts you in a lack mindset, because now it's only a reminder that you don't already have that thing, right? So when you're just kind of able to accept, like, look, this is where I'm at, this is what I have, and actually be grateful for where you are, which is why a lot of people say gratitude journaling is really, really helpful when you're trying to really bring back a sense of happiness to yourself, because it puts you in a space of being appreciative for where you currently are, and not put you in a place of, okay, well, these are all the things that I currently lack and the things that I don't currently have, right? So once you're able to kind of accept yourself and get rid of that lack mindset, it does help you a lot in terms of happiness, right? When we think back to our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents, and they didn't have all like social media throwing in your face what this person is doing or that person is doing. Look, grandpa and grandma, they were able to sit home all day and just chill by themselves and not be worried about what's going on out there somewhere far away from them, right? They were able to just kind of accept themselves and sit with themselves and sit in their space and be happy for what they have, because they weren't constantly being reminded by the things that they did not have. So again, self-acceptance is very, very important when it comes to really and truly just being happy in your life and being happy with yourself. All right, now I do have my notes, guys. I am gonna look down at my notes. All right, so we talked about self-acceptance, we talked about how it helps with a lack mindset. Now, the other thing I really wanted to talk about that I find very important that he talks about in his book, and it has kind of helped me on my journey, is the art to not giving a fuck, right? So when he says not really giving a fuck, it's not being indifferent. It's not like I don't care about anything and anyone and all of that. No, it's about your values, right? What is it that you value? What is it that you care about? Okay. And being able to identify the things that just don't fall into that. All right. So here's an example of that, right? Let's say you are on your way to work, right? And someone cuts you off, right? Now, this person, of course, cuts you off. You know that this person is wrong. I know that this person is wrong. Everyone who saw this person cut you off, we all know that this person is wrong. Now, you have to then decide, what do I value? Do I value being right? Do I value sticking my head out this window to curse this person out? Or do I value my own peace of mind? Do I value perhaps getting to work safely? Because when you choose which one you really value, then you're able to choose where to give a fuck and where not to give a fuck, right? If you choose your peace of mind and you choose perhaps getting to work safely, then this person who cuts you off is like, I don't really, you can say, I don't really care. I don't really give a fuck, because like, this is not even worth my time. It's not worth my energy, because what I value is my peace of mind. What I value is arriving to work safely. You're able to, choose what you care about. So that's where he talks about like the subtle art to not giving a fuck. It's about choosing the things that you're going to give a fuck about. Here's another example. Am I going to care what everyone thinks about me, or am I going to value my own need for security, my own need for my own creative expression, and create a YouTube channel, right? So it's about, what are your values? What do you value? And just focus in there and not giving a fuck about the extra stuff that will try to deter you. Because when you constantly give a fuck about everything, you're spread too thin, right? So imagine if a person gives a fuck about everything, right? I give a fuck about what this person think. I give a fuck about the fact that this person cuts me off. I give a fuck about this. I give a fuck about that. Then you're just gonna constantly be giving a fuck. It's like, oh, now because you give a fuck about this person, and I'm sorry to be cursing like this, but it's just because of the book, and but if you give a F about this person cutting you off, now it's like, now I have to respond to you. Now I have to let you have it because you cut me off, right? If I care about what every single naysayer have to say about me, then I'm gonna have to respond to every negative comment, every negative feedback, or every negative perception of me in some way, shape, or form, and that may hinder the growth of me and me moving forward on my creative journey, right? So again, it's just choosing what it is that you want to give a F about. What are your values? Do you value family? Do you value honesty? Or do you value being right? Do you value what everyone else thinks? You have to just get a list. Hey, these are my values, and compare it to whatever else is going on in your external world. And if it's not on your list of values, and if it's not on something that you need to be focused on, then let it fly. Let it fly. And the last key point that I really took away from this book was we all, like, in society, hope for this perfect utopia where there are no problems, where everything is perfect and everything is so orderly and everything like that. But it's like, do we really even want that? one, and two, is that even attainable? Like, we live in a world where there are constant problems. He said in his book, and I remember he was just like, the solution to one problem is merely the creation of another. And it was just, I forgot the example he used, but it was just like, let's say you're in a shitty relationship, right? You're in a relationship and you're not happy and stuff like that, right? So to solve the problem of being in a shitty relationship, a relationship that you're not happy in, or where the spark has been lost, now you and your partner have to come up with new ways to solve that problem, right? So let's say you decide every Saturday you're gonna now go out to do things to rekindle the spark in your relationship, right? Now you just create another problem. And what's that problem? Now you guys have to figure out, what are you going to do for 8-9 hours on every single Saturday to rekindle your relationship, to bring back the spark. Now that's where the art of happiness really lies, okay? In choosing the problems that you want to fix, right? Do you want the problem of being in a relationship where it feels like you're dead in the relationship? Or do you want to deal with the problem of, okay, I'm really gonna have to think really hard about these Saturday dates, but I'd rather have that problem, right? So happiness is just about choosing the problems that you really want to solve, right? Do you want to deal with the issue of perhaps being in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and have to be battling with diabetes? Or do you want to deal with the issue, the problem of now waking up and going to the gym perhaps 30 minutes to an hour on a daily basis? The problem is yours to choose. It's about which one you're going to choose, because there's always going to be a problem. Always a problem. It's about picking the problem that you want. Do you want the problems of climbing the corporate ladder in corporate America? Do you want the problems of going to school and struggling 8, 10, 12 years to get a doctorate or some sort so that you can have a high paying job? Or do you want the problem of perhaps being in your 50s, 60s, 70s and still trying to live paycheck to paycheck? It's all about the problems that you want to have in your life and which ones you find worthwhile. So once you get clear on what your values are, then you're able to say, okay, well, these are the things that I value and these are the problems that I am willing to sacrifice for. And once you choose it, you walk down your path and it'll make you a lot happier knowing that you chose your path and it just didn't happen like that, right? So, that for me is the things that I've really been focusing on in order to bring happiness to my own life. It's like, is this even worth it? Is this relationship even worth it? Is me responding to this thing even worth it? You know what I mean? Do I want that problem? And if I feel like, you know what, I do want to hold on to a certain relationship, I do want to invest into this. So you know what, I'm going to go through the battles of working through our differences, working through the negative emotions, just so that we can get to a space where we can be on the same page, right? So it's about choosing what it is that you want to deal with, all right? Now guys, don't forget to share in the comment section with me, what are some things that you guys do to make you happy, right? Have you guys read the book, The Subtle Arts of Not Giving a Fuck? What are your thoughts on the book? What are your thoughts on his principles? Share it with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.